Hey Gorillas, Serg here. I am putting together this video as promised to give a basic understanding or an introduction to the ring system. Now, the ring system is a very easy system to learn. You just have to have the right tools in place and understand how each ring is affected by the ball. Now, the complicated part, and it's going to sound more complicated than it actually is as long as you understand that as clubs are upgraded, the ring, how much wind is affected per ring on each club changes, then you'll be okay. And to really get an understanding of those rings, I recommend you go to our website and download the sheets that I have, that is the ring system sheets. Download them, print them, have them in front of you when you're playing the game. I know that there are some people that say, well, I'm playing a game, why should I have an additional layer of stuff in front of me? That's just how this game is. I mean, for you to really know how much wind to adjust for per ring, per club, that is basically what you're going to need to have. So what you have here on the right of the screen is an example of that sheet that you can download at our GorillaFarmGC.com website. And basically, so for example, since I'm playing with a level 5 extra mile, this the guide is telling us here that the yellow ring, which is the center of this bullseye, is 2.6 from the center to the end of the yellow ring. From the end of the yellow to the end of the orange, or the beginning of the orange to the end of the orange rather, it's 5.1. The blue from the beginning to the end is 7.7, and the gray in this case it's the transparent ring, is 10.3 from the beginning to the end, etc., etc. So the best way I can show you this is by actually playing a game and showing and putting this theory into practice, right? This rule into practice. So hopefully I'll be able to get an opponent where I can go first. And keep in mind, I'm playing on my PC for aesthetics reasons. It gives me a wider screen. I personally play on an Android Note 10. It doesn't mean that you have to play on an Android Note 10. Hey, whatever you have accessible to you should be fine. One of the things that I do recommend is to make sure that you do have a strong signal. If you're playing on Wi-Fi, that you do have a strong signal on Wi-Fi. Otherwise, the game can be frustrating. I've heard people say that the game cheats because the ball goes the wrong way. A lot of that has to do with on where you're playing your game.
Great shot!
So he took a great shot. He went first. I didn't see what ring or what win he had, but based on what I saw, he rolled off the rough, which is great. A lot of times you don't roll off the rough, and you also lose distance because you don't adjust properly. In this particular situation, we've got a 2.8 facing northwest a little bit. So if you're adjusting for that ring, as I mentioned to you, for that wind, from here to here is 2.6 for the level 5 extra mile. Here to here, it's I'm sorry, let me see, 5.1. From here to here is 7.4. So if I'm adjusting 2.8 and from here to here is 2.6, then 2.8 is just outside that yellow. It gives you an idea of what I'm talking about. I'm going to take this shot, extend my ball guide, and what I'm going to try to do is pull my ball to the right, because since I don't have a way to adjust it any other way, I'm making up for it by pulling it right, since I see that the ball is going to want to face, or going to want to lean to the left. So I barely made it onto the green. I did, however, make it onto the green because I made that adjustment. This is sort of a tricky shot, because if I get too close to the rough, which is what I don't recommend you do, even with your adjustment, if you happen to hit a great right, you might clip the rough and you might end up rolling into the sand or God knows where. So obviously you've got to take that into consideration. Now in this shot, I could have played it right on the green. I went aggressive. I didn't have to go aggressive. Wow, this is interesting. But okay, so he went out of bounds because he played off the game grid, I guess, if you will. Now I'm playing with a sniper level 6. So if you see the sniper here to my right, you're gonna notice that I've got about a 1.1 per ring. So if I'm adjusting for a 4.0, first I want to use as much backspin as possible because I want to slow the ball down, right? I don't have as much backspin as I'd like, but right now here's where I'd like for the ball to be. So since this is where I'd like for the ball to be, now I'm going to adjust for the 4.0. It's straightforward, so I'm going to adjust straight back. 1.1, 2.2, 3.3. If this is 4.4, then the 4.0 should be somewhere around here. And just to show you
Perfect shot.
how that affects the drop of the ball, I may not get it in, but I'll definitely get the ball very close to the hole. Now notice that the hole on the screen is sitting on a bump, right? So and some holes are tricky that way. The reason I rolled off to the left, I landed in the right spot, but I'm sitting on such a big mountain, if you will, or not a mountain, obviously a hill. I roll off because, well, because the ball is just going to naturally do that. It was actually smart of him. He hooked the ball so he can get the ball over to the left. I don't think he hooked it enough, and he didn't use any backspin. So he wasn't able to slow the ball down. So remember, having ball control means having the ability to uh, slow the ball down, control the ball, get the ball where you want, and have the ball stop based on the movement for the ball.
Eagle.
I got an eagle, great shot, perfect. But I think you have the basic understanding of how that ring system works. Wants to play a game again, but I'm gonna get out of here because obviously I don't want to continue getting too deep into this. As soon as I get a chest, and as I mentioned to you in another video, Tour 3 is a chest where I can get clubs for anything from Tour 3 clubs down. So this is Tour, I'm sorry, I'm looking at Tour 1, Tour 2, Tour 3. So if I'm opening this chest, I'm going to get potentially, I'm going to get cards that are going to cover the Rocket, the Extra Mile, and the Big Topper, as well as the Horizon, Viper, and Big Dog on the Woods, Grim Reaper, Backbone, Goliath, the first three basically, because your Tour 3, that's exactly what you're going to get. So all club cards rather that you're going to get are going to be those first three tours. So thanks again for watching. I hope that explains the basic fundamentals of the ring system. As mentioned, each club is affected differently by the wind, and each ring for each club is different. So those sheets are going to prove to be very helpful. Again, you can get them at GorillaFarmGC.com. You can also hit me up at our Gorilla Farm GC Facebook page and send me a message through our messenger, and I'll be happy to attach it there as well, whatever works for you. So all right guys, hope you enjoyed the video, hope it proved to be useful. Please comment below if you're looking at this at our YouTube page, or comment in our Facebook page at GorillaFarmGC.com. Gorilla Farm GC. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the green.